What's up, Burrito? Shade Tree Surgeon here with my man Bo from Yankee Rides. Fleshly released from Atlanta, down here in the swamp, hanging out with us in what is currently Brapstar Garage on a pilgrimage of sorts, on a mission to find yourself.
Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Turns out kind of weird for a lot of those dudes who go do the Appalachian Trail when they're trying to find themselves. I'm just saying, you might learn something about yourself that you didn't want to know. Me, I just keep my inner eye closed. There's scary stuff in there. I don't want to know about that.
Unless you know.
That's your third eye.
My third eye, firmly closed. Whenever I see anything scary, I just close my eyes, and it's like it's not happening. Life hack. Coming soon, Brapstar official peril-sensitive sunglasses. They go pure dark. Zaphod Beeblebrox doesn't invent them till the future, so I think we're safe. yeah, you get that now, because you read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's late at night, we don't have much to do. We find ourselves with idle hands, and we all know that idle hands are the devil's plaything. Usually this is just Shade Tree Surgeon's labor camp for wayward women, but we'll make an exception for my man Yankee Rides over here, and we're going to put him to work. He does have quite long hair. So today we're going to teach you how to polish aluminum. Just as all metal wants to be a sword, all aluminum wants to be shiny. And a rare move for me would necessitate PPE for this. Now, I can do the safety squint, but that's because I'm God's favorite. He loves me more than you. I'm his special soldier, and he's bequeathed upon me a flaming sword with which to smite the non-believers.
You also just close your eyes, and it doesn't, it's not a problem.
So we're going to start off with that angle grinder, which is the most dangerous tool in the shop after me. Make this all the same. And once this is all the same, then we'll get the next one down, and we'll make it. You see why I offered the Christmas joy? All right, have at it, dude.
I hate turning that one on. It hurts my thumbs.
Is it a push?
Bang! That's called the cycle of abuse.
Yes.
Generational trauma. All right, have at it.
Am I doing that at an angle?
Huh? You're doing fine, Sweaty. Keep it up. We'll use a different tool to get up there. If you don't want this on chrome, it'll f it up. Breathe that aluminum dust in real deep so it gets to the bottom of, yeah, you gotta get it really deep in there. Did you ever meet Ludacris? That's all I really care about.
Andre and Big Boy, that's the only time 20 years that I smoked weed, just because they asked me to. I was like,
you would smoke weed with Andre 3000, Big
I
Boy,
learned my
lesson.
lesson.
But not us.
I learned my lesson because that shit was laced.
What do you think mine is? It's laced with Christmas cheer. Whoa, whoa, uh-oh, uh-oh. Where's your PPE? Where's your PP? Show me your PP. If you're not a cop, you have to show me your dick. That's the rules, dude. You should actually have this on. It can blow up just like the other one.
Okay.
Look at how much you used, dude. That's good. That's how you know you did good, man. And where is that now?
In here.
It's all inside you, man.
Not my heart, my lung.
Your progress bar filling up with aluminum dust and fiber from these. Pretty soon you're gonna level up, dude.
It does smell like metal in here.
Do it again, but different. You wish you had that Christmas joint now, don't you? Do it again. Yeah, watch your step, dude. This is a dangerous place. Entire place is OSHA's worst nightmare, okay? California quiet. There's so many noises.
Sounds like she's doing that to the beat.
Dude, you're almost to the fun part.
The difference between the last grit and this grit is insane. A little bit around the parts that are a little more fragile that you handle. Somebody's gonna f it up, it better be you.
No, you. Why do you think I brought you along? Do I look like a kind of motherfucker that takes responsibility for anything? Especially my own actions, man. I love to sew, dude. I'll be a sewing motherfucker. I do not read. I'll tell you that right now. I heard that.
No, you didn't.
The key to the next part is literally doing the same exact thing again. again. The bike goes up, the bike goes down, the bike goes up, the bike goes down. Dude, man, where do you think you're going, for a cigarette break? Now you're really gonna see a difference. All right, so now as we bust out the black diamond. Oh, look at that, dude.
You can eat off that thing.
Feels good to see that come out, doesn't it?
Oh, it's got a different smell entirely.
Yeah. That means it's working. It's going where it needs to inside your body. I love seeing this part come out.
I was like, man, I'm really this fork. It looks like dog. You gotta trust the process.
You need to remember where you started. Just look right there, dude.
Yeah, I know, right? I can see where people are like, that's not good enough.
There's no, there lies madness.
Yeah.
This is the last step, dude.
So this is getting in all the crevices.
Yes.
With people who don't know anything when it comes to this stuff.
I mean, how do you think I started out, dude? This is Joe the Mountain Jedi. You're hanging out with him last night?
Yeah.
He says, and he 100% means it, knowledge that isn't shared is knowledge lost. This isn't very hard. It's not very special. Anybody can do this. People do this all the time.
It's not like a secret
society. But you
society.
didn't have it.
Yeah.
So, and I did. So now you have it. That's pretty cool. Even if you have the smallest amount of knowledge, you can fucking share it, dude. Because I don't know a lot about bikes compared to some people. You know? Take a clean part of the rag, go after it. Now it's going to transform. This is like the final reveal. This is like when they wipe the foam off the tattoo. Now you're just gonna go like, that was in there. That was in there the whole time. Like a lump of metal turns into a beautiful sword.
That's really cool. I like that. I can see how people would easily go like,
that's not good enough. Yeah, they're fork lowers, dude. They're gonna get beat up. This is a rider. This ain't a show bike. Ride your bike out and someone else won't give a shit. Who cares?
I felt the same way.
You can look at it and go like, yo, I did that.
Cleaning white walls, like bleaching them out. And
feels good.
Yeah. Catharsis.
Yeah, dude. This is why you had to finish it.
Yeah. That's good. I like that.
Well, unfortunately, my man Yankee Rides had to go home. Family emergency, it's all right. Guess I'll let him escape this time from Shade Tree Surgeon's labor camp for wayward women without completely finishing the job. Before I get started on the other fork leg up front, I've got all this chrome back here. I already kind of polished up this side so it looks really good. Just some really light kind of rust pitting on it. Lime juice and water on it and let that sit so get rid of the rust. And I'll let that sit while I polish up that leg. Then I'll come back, wipe it off, and we'll have all this chrome back here freaking blinding people. Who needs 16 light bars on their freaking Dodge Ram to blind people, baby? We're gonna be doing it with just the chrome. We'll let that sit for a while and let's tackle this other fork leg. I guess I better actually follow my own advice and start wearing this thing too. The actual elapsed time on that, because I left the camera going the whole time, was 29 minutes. Without taking the wheel off, of course. About how long it takes to do it. And a lot of people will definitely disagree with me. They'll be like, why would you spend any time on that? It doesn't do anything for the bike. It doesn't do anything mechanical. But for me, that's 30 minutes well spent. We interrupt this video for some gratuitous slow motion, though it's never really too gratuitous in my opinion, and also a word from our sponsors, which as always is me and Shay Lisi, and now the great old ones. Ancient weary evil rises. The great old one's V-twin heart rumbles to a slow-beating life after aeons of slumber. It calls to us, beckons us, even commands us. Its insistence as implacable and inevitable as the slow march of a glacier, and as furious and powerful as an erupting volcano. It fills your dreams with the promise of newly paved roads to freedom, unheard of plains of revelry and adventure. Join us and answer the call of Brap. Spread our precepts amongst the peoples of this world, gather the postulants, and bestow upon them a glorious baptism of gasoline and fire, and rejoice in the ecstasy of a new biker being born. One more of us, one less of them. One less heretical four-wheeled apostate polluting our holy roads, and one more glorious shining warrior of the two-wheeled way. Just remember, if the FBI asks, it's not a cult. Just a few days left to jump on this pre-order, y'all, and remember I'm sending out free gifts with every pre-order. We're sending out Brapstar mystery sticker packs, but you have to pre-order and leave I am 18 in your order notes if you want the Rule 34 Kaiju sticker pack, or I've seen worse for the ever so slightly more family-friendly Cenobite pocket monsters. These are 100% free, they're not going to be for sale, but you have to pre-order and you have to leave a note in your orders. I appreciate all y'all's support and not only keeping our channels independent, but also in our mission to bring the joy of two wheels to the whole damn world. Now, back to the video. Sitting out today on a green Harley Davidson that isn't my Sportster. Bike actually used to belong to a guy I know, so I feel like even though it loudly proclaims that I'm a United States Marine all over it, I feel like I'm not engaging in stolen valor because I do know this guy, okay? You coming, Cammy? You out of gas, Cammy? Everything all good?
I think so. You need gas?
I hope not. Oh, just cross your fingers, okay? Yeah, my man here, I met him at the camp out. He's the oldest member of Shade Tree Army and the Brapstar crew that I've ever actually met in person. Whoops, sorry. I think I'm using telekinesis for that one, girl. What can I say? My mind has a mind of its own. As I was saying before I was distracted, when I saw this bike up at Burt's, I got really worried that something bad had happened. You know, he's an older gentleman. I was just like, oh man. And I asked the boys up there and they said, no, he's doing just fine. He just traded it in for something smaller. My man's out there in his late 70s and he's still riding. I'm sure he hated to give up his Road King, but he didn't give up being on two wheels, and I dig that. Side by side, Harley Davidson and the Italian Harley Davidson. The Ducati, it's like if Harley Davidson made lingerie, you know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Dude, oh my God, this leather just looks so soft. I mean, so does everything else. Soft on the inside, too. I've heard that about you. I wonder where else we can get that Insta360 Go to go. I can't hear you. I was just like nodding like I knew what was going on. I was like, all right. Yeah, all right. You sure are pretty. Don't get me wrong. Cammy Bay is an excellent conversationalist, and we've had many great debates and discussions over the years. But when she shows up looking like that, I stop really thinking too much about what she has to say. I'll be honest with you guys. I am but man, an imperfect vessel. I admit it. I have faults. One, possibly even two of them, if I were to really soul search and look deep. I know. It must be very hard for you guys to believe it, that I could possibly have a fault, but I assure you, I am not perfect. It's true. Got a hankering for some peel and eats, baby. And there's only one spot for that. Big Ray's Fish Camp. And one of the other little cool features of the Insta360 Go is I can actually tell the temperature with this thing without a thermometer. You know how?
Joshua!
Well, after quite a bit of distraction with Cammy Bay, who can be quite distracting, especially with what she was wearing. Back to polishing, okay? Back to polishing. We got to rebuild these brakes, but I'm going to clean them up a little bit. Luckily, they're still pretty smooth. They're just a little oxidized. We're going to make these look nice too. Why not? You know, I've never rebuilt calipers like these before, these old school 35mm ones. But how complicated could they be? It seems like they would be less complicated. Speaking of distractions, hey, why is it when you come back to my videos, you got your freaking sweatshirt back on?
I have to go to a vape.
You taking the trail 125? That's more like it. Would assume that they're going to be, oh, now they're not attached to the bike. That's kind of hard to get off. Let's try an impact. Negative. Some dusty old whose name I can't remember said, with enough leverage and a place to stand, a man could move the earth. Problem is going to be the place to stand right now. Okay, once again, like we said, with enough leverage and a place to stand, a man can move the earth. Now that we have a place to stand, which also known as a vise, well, I guess the vise has to be tightened down. Okay, once again, enough leverage, place to stand. Holy crap, dude, those things are freaking on there. Ooh, dang, dude. I don't know if that was just crazy over torqued or if it's supposed to be super, super hard to get out like that. Talk about freaking grody, man. These things are gross. Ooh, yikes, yeah. That ain't doing you no favors when you're trying to stop, huh? What the hell? Why is this on the... These things that were put together wrong. I just took this off of here, right? They literally had it on the wrong side. Somebody put these brakes together and put this backing pad against the rotor. What in the hell? My God. Wow. Yeah, good thing they took these apart. I wondered why there was fresh brake fluid in it. There was fresh brake fluid in it because all the old stuff just leaks out so fast you constantly have to refill it. Push this sucker out of there. Ooh. Comes out with authority. Oh God, the brake missed. As you can see, these old school Harley brakes, there ain't much to them. It's about as simple as it gets. We're not gonna go crazy on these things, but I do want to put a little bit of a polish on them. Got them apart, might as well make them nice. I could just like rebuild the inside and put it back together, but it's just nice to make it nice. I should put some gloves on for this. Not because the brake fluid's bad for my hands, certainly is, but because whatever's on my hands, I probably shouldn't get in here. You know? So this one keeps all the fluid in there. This one's just a dust seal on the outside. You gotta do this without scratching anything, because if you put a scratch in this, it'll leak from there.
You did it!
Maybe, it's not in there yet. Ow, too far, no. See, it just like shoots it out so freaking hard. Let's try that again. That's what we wanted. Cool. I mean, I think that's what we wanted. I've never done this before. This girl gonna go ahead and call BS. I don't know why she's not on the back of my bike. Freaking never get anything nice.
Actually, let me go ahead and rethink that. I get nice stuff all the time. I really do. In fact, it really stands to reckon that way luckier in most departments than any fat, greasy, dirty hobo swamp wizard from Florida has any right to be. Especially since I wake up most days looking like I crawled out from the wrong side of the rock. I have a pungent odor to myself, and I've made being broke into a sport. Yeah, I'm ugly, I'm broke, and I smell bad. The triple threat, baby! An irresistible combination to the women of the Wang. It's undeniable I get way more than anyone like me deserves. I understand that. I should be thankful more than anything. But I'm not, goddammit! On top of being ugly, broke, and smelling bad, I'm also very covetous. I'm not happy being lucky. I want it all. They got that big book with all the rules. Why did they make it a rule? Do not covet thy neighbor's wife, and then they make thy neighbor's wife so covetous. Covetable? Covetatious? I don't know. Anyway, let's go see Rich from Inner Ride Cycles. Oh, a Tesla at the gas pump? How dare you? And it's taking up 2 gas pumps. That's bold as brass right there, baby.
What would Elon Musk do?
I don't know if he'd be for it or against it. I'm just saying, you leave your comment down below, whether you think it's funny or not, but either way, it is rather bold. I try to know as little as possible. It makes them more exciting.
The only way to reassert dominance over the Tesla at 2 gas pumps is by leaving with a gas station snack, salt and vinegar pork rinds and Vienna sausages. I couldn't even freaking pull off a combo like that. I'm up here at It'll Ride Choppers, and I hate to take anything away from Shaylee's build over there, which is looking very, very cool. In fact, let's go check that out. My man Rich from It'll Ride Choppers over here, getting this thing all done up while we work at the home garage, getting it all polished up. Eventually, the meeting of the minds will happen. The two things will come together, and hopefully, when the dust settles, there'll be a chopper there. So you're getting closer, you're gonna have to work those fingers to the nub, getting that engine polished, especially the rough cast parts. But Rich from It'll Ride Choppers, make sure you're following him on Instagram, just told me his next personal build. We were talking panheads, and where'd you find it?
It was a coffee table.
Yeah, this thing used to be a coffee table. Back in the day, engine was worth $100 in scrap metal. Seeing something go from a former coffee table that people were probably blasting rails off of strippers' asses on that thing. Family man. Yeah. Well, he knows the guy's house it came from. I'm not telling any tales. Yeah, going from that to running again, that's a story we're definitely going to document. So stay tuned in like the next year or so, because these things do take time, but that's going to be a cool one.
And we can't be in this part of town without swinging by Forgotten Angels to say howdy. It feels weird because it feels like the last camp out just happened, but the spaces between the October and the March camp out are pretty short. So in less than 3 months, we're going to be saying howdy to all you guys again for the March Forgotten Angels camp out. Be time to say welcome home once again here pretty dang soon. Yeah, the old beige malaise, it's coming together. We still got a little ways to go. I know there's probably gonna be people that say I shouldn't waste time polishing engine parts, that I should just throw it back together and make it mechanically sound and don't worry about making it look nice. And the whole bike's never gonna look nice. You know, I'm pretty proud of how the chrome came back. The chrome came back very well, except for the crash guards. That ain't coming back, unfortunately. I'm not gonna make the bike perfect. It's still a 40-plus-year-old Harley Davidson. It's not gonna be a showroom condition motorcycle, but there's nothing wrong with making something look nice and doing it right on something that is definitely going to be a rider. That's what this thing is going to do. It's made for riding. Whoever gets it, that's what I hope they do with it. Ride the damn thing. Don't let it sit in a storage unit again. Use it as intended. Had a few people asking what was up with this motorcycle. Am I keeping it? No, I'm not keeping it. This is still a giveaway bike. We'll call it a raffle bike, even though it's not technically a raffle anymore. But 100% of it's still going to Forgotten Angels. If you guys are aware of harness, I talked a little bit about harness in my live stream video that I did when we announced the winner for the grand prize. Congratulations, Jesus. He didn't answer his life-changing phone call on stream, which was really a bummer, but David got a hold of him the next day and he's coming to the camp out. Everything's cool. But someone's still gonna get this, and we're doing this through harness. The reason I wanted to do it like that is I appreciate every single person who's sacrificed something out of their own lives to help Forgotten Angels, but talking with everyone, we just wanted to make it more accessible for anyone to do it. Everybody's financial situations are different, but a lot of people still want to help, and I will always say you can absolutely help for free, for $0, just by telling somebody about the cause. So we've decided to use harness to give away this bike and all of our future giveaways, and harness is something that you sign up for. I'll have the link down for it below. You just round up, you can set limits, and it rounds up a couple of pennies from debit card purchases and it sends them over to Forgotten Angels. We wanted to do it this way because everyone wants to help and everyone has their own amount they can help with. So if you need to set that very, very low, go ahead and set it very, very low and it won't be much of an effect to you. And set it at whatever you're comfortable with. And if you're not comfortable doing it at all and you still just want a word of mouth, just tell people about Forgotten Angels, that is just as appreciated and just as important, and you should feel just as good about that as somebody who's donated thousands of dollars. Not to take away from anybody who's made large donations, you guys are appreciated. Like I said, we're doing harness, links down below. If you're enrolled in harness, you are enrolled in every giveaway, including this tour glide when it's done, and including every other single one we ever do. So if you want to be signed up for giveaways for life, for whatever we ever do, every single motorcycle and every single thing we do for Forgotten Angels, that harness link is down below. Sign up for that and you're in it forever. Got a couple more exciting things coming up after we get the beige bomber off the lift, one of which is the return of my CB750 chopper, which I'm very excited about. I went over to Eric from F&A Customs and picked up the Magneto, this ARD Magneto that he rebuilt for me. It's throwing a hot spark now, and we should have that sucker back on the road. On top of that, I managed to find an absolutely insane deal on a Magneto for the Bosizoko build. As you know, that is a 3-cylinder 2-stroke. Yes, I'm still
still acquiring parts for that. Things take time. The parts that I want and the way I want to build it, it takes time to gather these things. But this was a large piece of the puzzle though that I managed to get for 90 bucks. This is a Fairbanks Morse magneto, same brand of magneto that's on the CB750 setup, except this is for a 6-cylinder. And yes, it's a 3-cylinder. It's a 3-cylinder motor for sure, but it's a 2-stroke. Stands to reason you need twice as many sparks, twice as many power strokes. The 6-cylinder magneto is going to be the way to go. Now, that's not making brackets for it. That's not making the belt for it. That's not, there's a whole other bunch of other stuff, but getting that magneto at the price I did, I found it for 90 bucks, literally new in box, never been used or put on anything. That was a big win. I'm excited about that. All the other projects coming up, there is huge stuff on the horizon, both for Forgotten Angel and for Brapstar, and I'm very excited about it. And it's going to be, the next month or two is going to be pretty freaking wild for us, myself and Shay Lisi personally. It's going to be pretty insane, and Cammy Bay too. We're going to get through the other side of it. There might be a couple days here and there where we miss some content because we're building up to something much bigger. So stay tuned. It's going to be good. Till next time, y'all, keep it weird.
Crashing through the sky comes a fearful cry. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Armies of the night, evil taking flight. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Panic spreading far and wide. Can the world oppose the deadliest of foes? Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Who will risk it all to end the evil call of Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. They never give up, they never say die, walking tall with banners high. Shade Tree Army, a ruthless gang of scum, villains, freaks, and bikers determined to rule the world.